Hello everybody and welcome back to the ThatWyvernCritic YouTube channel. Now today we're finally here for the review of the live action How to Train Your Dragon. I have been waiting to review this for a long time, and now after watching it 2 times and soon going to be watching it for a third time, I'm safe to say that this is definitely a very good live action remake. Now today I will be reviewing it on 5 criteria, which include character development, visuals and CGI, music and score, pacing and structure, and then the final criteria is just my closing thoughts. So before we get into this review, I would obviously like to say that if you haven't watched it yet, click off this video immediately because it will contain huge spoilers for the film. Please go check it out, it's an amazing film, and then come check out this review. But without further ado, let's get into the video. In regards to the faithfulness to the original 2010 animated film, the film is obviously very faithful to it. Some lines are just exact same lines, but the film isn't a one-to-one remake either. There are a very different amounts of scenes where you see that there is different. Firstly, in the scene following Test Drive, where there is the terrible terrors in the animated film, it is completely removed from the live action. There are other scenes that are also shortened, like the Book of Dragon scenes, but other scenes that are extended, like the scene where the Vikings enter Helheim's Gate. There is also a very different amount to the dragon species that appear, like the squirrels and the rumblehorns making a physical appearance, unlike the squirrels only making a book appearance, and the rumblehorns not even existing in the 2010 animated film. And I think the main different part is the Viking origins, because unlike the original film, the Vikings actually they are from all different tribes, and then they came to Berk to try and defeat the dragons by finding the dragon's nest, so it has like a more central role than them just randomly finding it, and Astrid having a more character trait of wanting to take over as chief, unlike just in the animated movie. In regards to character development, there is a lot to talk about. I think the first thing that I'm gonna start off, which they improved on a lot, is the character relationship between Snotlout and his father Spitelout. This was never explored in any of the 3 films and was only explored in the shows. I think if you watch Race to the Edge, then you would definitely see what I'm talking about. So the fact that they explored this a lot in the film was a huge pro for me, and it really makes them feel more like action characters than just side characters to throw in there. Another character development is obviously Hiccup's character development. We see throughout the film, but that is also the same as the animated, because he's obviously gonna need character development, and same with Astrid. So I think the main big character development that we get to see is actually with Snotlout and Spitelout. But in regards to that, all of the characters really do have good character development. The visuals for this film were absolutely stunning. I think not only was the scenery and the sets amazing, I've seen some people say that some sets feel a bit small, but obviously that is understood since you are working with a real environment. But I still loved everything, especially the CGI of the dragons. I mean, all of them seem so realistic. I think the only one which I've seen people talk about is Toothless, but then again, I'd rather they make him seem just like the original design, but with looking realistic, than them trying to change him up. But other than that, all of the dragons, I think my favorite designs were definitely the Red Death, the Deadly Nadder, and the Monstrous Nightmare. The Grunkel I'm still not convinced about completely, but they definitely all had very stunning designs. Arguably, the best feature of this film was of course the music and score. They got John Powell back to do the score like they did for the animated films. And if you actually hear the score again, it isn't just a carbon copy of the original score. They improved and they changed a lot of parts while still basically keeping it the same exact score. The score is actually on YouTube, so I would highly suggest, obviously if you have already seen the film, to go give it a listening to. It is absolutely amazing. In regards to the pacing of the film, I feel that the pacing was kept very good throughout. There were certain scenes which were shortened too much, like the Book of Dragons scene, which had a huger impact in the original animated film, I feel, and other scenes were slightly lengthened, but other than that, I feel that the pacing throughout the film altogether was very good. For my final thoughts after watching the film for 2 times and after re-evaluating all of these criterias, I will first say that even though this film is really, really, really good, it definitely does not overcome the original animated film. The original animated film is still better, but that does by any means mean that this film is bad. It is still a very, very, very good live-action remake, even though we never actually needed it and no one asked for it. That does not mean that this is not a good film. I think everyone did a really good job making it, and I am very excited for the sequel. But yeah, that's all for today. If you have any ideas or any notes you want to share after watching the film, or any criteria that you don't agree with me on, make sure to comment them down below and let me know what you thought of the review or just the film in general. As always, thank you again for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here for more videos like this, and as always, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.